Well, good morning. Welcome to Thoughts Can Change Your Life with me, Reverend Wolak. I'm here each and every day at 8 a.m. for your viewing and listening pleasure. And we explore life together. We ask questions together. We are philosophers. That's what we are. We're philosophers because we're asking questions. We're not accepting things as status quo. We're beyond that. We're not like everybody else who accepts it. Well, that's the answer. We understand that there's an infinite dimension out there. There's infinite possibilities out there. And when we know that, oh my God, the world opens up to us in ways that we've not ever even imagined. It's so great to live in a state of not knowing as opposed to a state of knowing, because the second you live in a state of knowing, you're imprisoned by what you know. You now are closed off to any other possibility. And do you understand? There's infinite possibilities out there. So the question we ask ourselves is, who works for whom? Do you work for your mind, or does your mind work for you? In other words, do your unconscious thought patterns control you? Or do you consciously create thought patterns that will determine the trajectory and experience of your life? Here's where most people are. Unconscious thought patterns they never even thought of, they never even considered, they never even chose. They were implanted by your parents, by church, by society, by the doctors, by the politicians, by the businesses. Blindly have we bought into those. And sometimes I feel like a voice in the wilderness saying, hey, you don't have to buy into that anymore. Those were things that were implanted in you by people who either didn't know or want to control your thoughts so that they can control you. Most of it, I believe, by like our parents, our family and that, I believe that most of those thoughts that they implanted, they were doing their best. Mom and dad and family, they were doing their best. They just didn't know any better. Corporations, religions, television, media, they're consciously doing everything they can to get your unconscious thoughts to be in alignment with whatever it is their agenda. Buy this product, don't buy that product. Come to this church, don't come to that church. Yeah, Lori, one more. Hey, if any of you that are out there are not subscribers to my YouTube channel, Rev Lee Wolak, if you would just go subscribe, we would hit 10,000 right now. We're at 9,999 subscribers, one away. How cool is that? I love it. I love it. The more we get this message out there, the more self-empowered we become. And the more self-empowered we become, the bigger example we are in the world. And the bigger example we are in the world, the more people will get the message. But remember one thing, and this is difficult. There's never a crowd on the leading edge. When you start to think for yourself, you separate yourself from almost everybody else, because most people are not thinking for themselves and they have no idea. No idea. Pink Floyd said we become comfortably numb. Isn't that interesting? We have, haven't we? Pink Floyd's been singing about this for 40 plus years. The great rock groups all have songs that talk about this. They talk about us waking up. Think about how stupid the song lyrics, "I can't get no satisfaction," is. The fact of the matter, if you look at those lyrics metaphysically, you realize that as long as you're in the ego, as long as you're looking to the material world, you're not going to get satisfaction. Do you get that? Satisfaction comes from it's an inside job. It's meditating. It's absolutely meditating, getting into the stillness, into the quiet. Let me say, Lori's out there, Orlando's out there, Aaron's out there, Sandy Lynn, Dee Dee, Henry's out there. There's so many more of you out there. I just can't scroll right now to see all your names, so that's okay. But I'm saying hello to you, and I'm welcoming you to your podcast. This is your podcast. You can tell me what you want to experience. Andrew Harrison is from England. Andrew, know that we have a Europe group. It meets every Wednesday at 1:30 Central Time. If you go to agapespiritualcenter.com, you can connect into that group. I don't know, Henry, if that time works for you. I don't know what time it is in Nigeria right now, but you're welcome to join one of our Agape gatherings every Wednesday, 1:30 Central Time or 7 p.m. Central Time. You're all welcome to join a group. This is where you get to be with me one-on-one on Zoom. The Zoom links are out on the Agape website, and we get to have a chat. We get to know each other. We get to share. Because isn't that what it's about? I love sharing. Can you tell? I love sharing all the crazy stuff I think about. Because why? Then I get feedback. When I get feedback, I get to do more in-depth analysis. And then when I do more depth analysis, I get greater clarity. I become the master of my mind, and my mind is no longer the master of me. Orlando says, do you know anything about activating the crystal light body? No, I don't. But I do know that I have been using, as a result of my birthday, I got this gift of selenite, a couple palm crystals. And I put them in the palms of my hand when I'm meditating. And oh my God, the energy that I'm getting that are shooting through my hand and the effect of it is, it's quite interesting. So I'm experimenting with that. Jessica says, watching your old videos on chakra balancing on the root and the sacral chakra now, trying to work on being unattached and fixing my root. Thank you for that. I'm actually going to do, I want to say July 11th, my Sunday talk will be on an overview on all 7 chakras. My chakra videos are my most popular videos all over the world. So I'm going to do one that's going to be on all of them, a summary one. Orlando says, what crystal? Selenite, S-E-L-E-N-I-T-E. S-E-L-E-N-I-T-E. And it's shaped like an oval. It's smooth. I get some appreciation out there. Why is it so hard to wake up from this dream? Because that's what gives the dream meaning. If you were woke up, would you even be here? If you were woke up, you wouldn't get to experience contrast. And without contrast, guess what? Without contrast, there's no experience. You have to have experience, because that's what gives life its meaning. Henry says, for some time I have been having an issue, disturbing dreams. Should I believe it, worry about it, or just let it go? Here's what happens. Whatever in your subconscious mind plays out. A lot of people believe in interpreting dreams. I have them and I forget them. But what I do is I try to be conscious in my day, and where's my focus? What am I thinking about? Orlando says, what's your definition of contrast? Hot, cold, dark, light, pain, pleasure. That's the contrast. That's the contrast that I talk about. Anytime there's 2 sides to anything, that's contrast. Because think about this, if the natural state is oneness, if the natural state of one is oneness, There's no contrast. There's only oneness. Look at the clock, Henry, and if you're only 5 hours away, I would join us on our afternoon 1:30 p.m. That would make it either 6:30 p.m. your time or 7:30 p.m. your time, and you could be a part of the group. I know you can figure it out. You're a bright person. Sandra Lynn says, I get almost manic when I'm filled with joy. Sandra Lynn, why did you even put the word almost in there? I know Sandra Lynn. Sandra Lynn is a bundle of bubbly, vivacious energy. So, who owns you? Does your mind own you, or do you own your mind? That's the question. Until tomorrow, I'm going to tell you, I love you because I accept you just like you are. And if you haven't watched my video on my YouTube channel, What is Agape? Take the time to watch it because I debunk the myths about love. I think you'll get tremendous benefit out of watching that video. And if you do me the gift, share it with everyone you know. Until tomorrow, aloha, everybody.